best part of this movie is when an old lady gets absolutely yeeted off the stage and onto a table, and it's a near 10 out of 10 experience for that scene alone. So Thicc Nick just watched Smile 2, and what did I think? Well, I'm glad he asked. If you're not looking for spoilers, I'm going to give a quick non-spoiler review, but I will dive into spoilers a little later in this video. Now right off the bat, if you're not familiar with the Smile franchise, Smile 1 came out a couple years ago, and it's about an entity that kind of travels from person to person, where in 7 days, this thing will inevitably take over your body and make you unalive yourself. In those 7 days, it is slowly torturing you and messing with your mind and making you unsure of what is real and what's not. And this is inherently a pretty creepy and fun idea. Now, I'm someone who really enjoyed the first Smile. I thought it was genuinely scary. It definitely had the beats of a generic horror movie, but I thought with what they had to work with, they made it feel a little fresh. The scares were pretty sweet in this, and again, the concept is just fun. And the first one kind of ends very bleak, and the creature design at the end of the movie was quite surprising and left me kind of wanting more. And essentially, Smile 2 follows this same idea, except this time we are following a pop star played by Naomi Scott, and she unfortunately ends up getting infected by the same entity. And this one feels like a total upgrade on everything that worked in Smile 1. But even with all these upgrades, there's still a big problem. It plays out exactly like the first movie. And I don't know why they really chose to go that route. I didn't think it needed the entire over 2-hour runtime to basically make the same movie again, just from a different perspective. Now, it is all very interesting, and they put a lot of time and effort into giving us a realistic look into a pop star's life, what they battle with day to day, appeasing others, not putting themselves first. Dealing with your mom, who is also your manager, can be a very interesting dynamic. Battling addiction, mental health issues. Take that story and you just sprinkle on the Smile lore, and boom, you give it Smile 2, the sequel. I also think had this movie been 25 minutes shorter, getting to the point sooner than later and not dragging out what we inevitably expected, I think this would have been a lot more solid and effective. But it felt like the scares were a little few and far between, especially in the middle act, because you're waiting for the main character to catch up to the knowledge that you as an audience member already know, whereas in the first movie you are learning as the character goes, but in this one you're just waiting for the main character to just figure out that, yeah, these smiling people are the entity in your head, and it's coming for you, and it takes her way too long to really figure that out. And I'm going to enter spoiler territory, so if you don't want to hear spoilers, click off this video, go watch the movie, and then come back. You've been warned. When it gets to the point where a character is in the mental hospital, it looks like her mom is taken over by the entity and she unalives herself, and then it shows you that it's Sky's character who's holding the piece of glass and covered in blood, signaling that it was maybe her that did it. This could have just been what the movie was leaning towards. This could have been an amazing twist had it just shown that this character's psyche snapped and she actually truly did commit this murder, and it had nothing to do with the Smile entity. How interesting would that have been? And remember, at the beginning of the movie, the character from the last film is trying to pass it on to someone else by committing a horrific murder, because we learned in the first one that it doesn't always have to be a suicide attempt. He can commit murder, and if somebody witnesses it, they will take the Smile entity from him. So why not have Sky's character do that? Everything was laid out. It was foreshadowed that this woman is not okay. She may not even be that good of a person. You had it right there. Her mom. She could have killed her mom or somebody in front of the assistant or something at the very end of the movie, and we all knew it was going to end with her on that stage infecting the minds of everyone. Or, if you were going to still stick with that route, have her attempt to try and kill someone here. Have her think, yeah, I just passed it on to somebody, I killed this person, I'm scot-free. Then we realize, nope, she's been under control the entire time. Boom, you're still going on that stage. Tell me that isn't a better ending. I think that would have been a lot more effective than just having this random character basically being thrown in there to say that, yeah, I'll revive you after killing you, and then realizing, yeah, he was never real either. This just comes off as more irritating because it was just revealed that her friend was never there. And this feels like a repetitive action that's meant to be gut-wrenching, but doesn't actually feel like it because we're already taught to believe that nothing is real. And it really is only the last 40 minutes that I have the biggest problem with in this movie. My other slight nitpick is the tonal shifts. There were very unintentional funny moments. Like I stated in the beginning of this video with the old lady getting chucked off stage, this came right after a very serious scene of mind play on our main character. And I don't know if the intention was to break it with that laugh, but there were so many scenes where it just took itself so seriously. Then you would get just unintentionally funny scenes, like the scare where all her dance classmates are in her room and they're up against the walls and they're like crawling at her like that. And it's just wildly funny to look at. But I don't know if that was supposed to do that or was it supposed to scare you? I don't know. But all I know is I laughed and it made me smile. And you know what? That's what the movie's called. And smiling is what I did. So overall, this movie, it's a good time. I just know with 30 minutes shaved off this movie, it could have been an excellent sequel. Could have got to the point a little sooner and it wouldn't have felt like such a drag of things we've already experienced. So let me know in the comments below, did this one make you smile or did this one make you frown? As always, my name is Thicc Nick and I'll see you in the next one.